deck while we had some success with it. So might as well run back 20 land decks today. I saw this land on the Harua site, and I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. I apologize if I did. And it was kind of interesting to me. Like, we've already saw that White Weenies like playable, but then we have this build. It's got these Rustwing Falcons, got these Healer Hawks, which is a little bit different, and it splashes red with only 8 red sources, which I thought was kind of odd. But Shuhei Nakamura and 2 other Japanese players top 16 the like 230 plus person Gods of Standard tournament with it. All 3 of them running the exact same 60 main deck with only 4 sideboard card slots difference between the 3 decks, 2 top 8 and 1 top 16. We are, I think, 2 sideboard cards off of what they were running. We kind of like took a mix between the 2. But so yeah, we figured we'd give that a try. There's been like a lot of Jeskai decks running around, and Adonto's like pretty impressive versus them. And like the White Weenie decks in general have felt pretty strong versus the Green Black decks, especially the versions like this that have a little bit to do after like a finality. So I really want to give it a try. There's like a solid 21 drops, so like we're really hoping to flip Elysian's Landing early or just play like 3 threats by turn 2. We'll have to see how it works. This deck, you know, the low land count, 21 drops in Experimental Frenzy with 2 more in the sideboard. If we ever get in matches where we like sideboard into Frenzies, there's a good chance to where with this few lands we're going to get 3 or 4 spells potentially. So that could be entertaining. Interesting. And with this many 1-drops, if we ever do get to cast Heroic Reinforcements, it should do like a lot of damage. But as usual, I mean, we have 5 4-drops in a deck with 20 lands, which kind of scares me. Like, everything in the decks is 3 or less, and 24 spells are 2 or less. Well, technically, if you count the Convoke spells, that'd be 36 spells that are 2 or less mana. Let's hope it works out well. Let's hope we win a lot of dice rolls. Alright, step 1 complete. Sounds acceptable. Very acceptable, I think. Do you like the fact that we have the 6 random flyers and like things to pump them up that might do something? We do have the 3 spells on turn 2, but like there's a lot of decks that these 3 spells aren't very good versus on turn 2. Good luck, have fun, homie. So we'll go ahead and play this, we'll shock ourselves, then we'll let our opponent see what the Healer's Hawk is going to do. As Tom Ross would be proud has been called. Not wrong. Now our Healer's Hawk is protected from all things. You know, some things. Not all. I'm going to just say all, because all is funner to say. Boom! Taste the rainbow, friend. We have a pretty decent little draw here. Kind of don't want to trade that for that. Deep Water. We're versus Merfolk. And I automatically want to trade. I just don't think they're going to have time for this card. They said they do. They could care less what I think. Taste it! We cast 4 spells in 3 turns. That feels pretty good. Yep. They just took it too. I guess I shouldn't F6. They could have a fight spell. Oh wow. And they're just like taking a turn off for that. If we draw a land, I think we win. Like, not this turn, but like I don't know if they can come back from it. Sorry, we probably win. We win this turn. I'm bad at math. I forgot about the +1 that the heroic gives everybody to begin with. Well, we went on turn 4. That was fun. Is it bad that I just kind of want to bring these in here? Kind of want to bring these in too. I think this gives my stuff indestructible and like +1/+0. I don't know if I want that. I think if the game goes that long, we're probably dead. Maybe I can't bring in that many cars. I just don't think these things underground do much here. I don't think they have a lot of removal spells either, so I think I'm going to cut a couple cards like this. I don't think I want to cut any of the other ground things, so then what? I can't bring Delira in and not the 21th land, can I? Alright, you don't fly. The Dontos could just like be really bad here anyway, especially if they're going to just like cast a Waters and go crazy. I don't think I want the Justice Strike because like the only cards that I really want to kill are Cumena, I think's what you call it, and they're like 2/4, so. We're never going to get a draw like that again, are we? Lightning fast, one game, one in a minute. Well, this hand's a keep. Pretty easy keep, even. Easy keeps are the best keeps. Boom. I don't know if I want to offer that trade. Yeah, I definitely don't think I want to offer that trade because the Venerated Loxodon comes down and pumps the world now. Don't think they're attacking. Think I'm gonna play this? Could just attack. No, I'm just gonna play this. And we've gone pretty wide again. And then next turn we can jam this. And this will give this flying next turn, which is pretty hot. Could just kill this too. Yeah, I think I like that. If they want to draw a card, they're going to have to do it now. There's no Blossoming Defense in the format, so. Man, this deck's explosive. I have 5 points of flyers too at this point in the game. It just feels insane. Well, they had double Cumena. It honestly may not be enough. It's honestly rather ridiculous. The 2-turn clock with just the flyers. Send the ground team too, even though they get literally a 3 block on one of them, that's fine. The other one's going to kill something. Or they're going to take the damage. So that's like the pretty clear blocks. It gets stuff off the board too, so that like next turn they can't ever put the +1/+1 counters on or anything. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be pretty hard for them to beat the 3/4 and the 4/3. The 7 point of power friends. Could have the bounce spell, or they could have a fight spell, but like it's still pretty hard. Because they would need to, because the other one can just attack next turn. Well, they had Essence Scatters. And then they tap, so I guess they're giving up unless they have Fog. They're done. We didn't get to play our other Marshall. I can't believe like if you count the Legion's landings and these as creatures, like we're just like, you know, casually playing a 36 creature deck. That's ridiculous. 36 creatures gonna do you proud. Gonna attack, attack, attack. And lose to Deafening Clarions. But that's okay, because we'll be attacking. Attacking the day away. Getting out some cards to shuffle while we play. Gotta keep my mind engaged. Boop, 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 boop. Apologize if it's making too much noise. Actually, I just don't want to shuffle these cards. They're in order, I guess. I will just pets them and strokes them. How about that? I need to trick some locals into buying Primal Vigors and Greater Oromancies. Did not win the dice roll here. Opponent's 2-1 playing for the PD Trophy. Can we keep Rando one land hand? I think I'm just going to mulligan a one land hand. Odds of getting 2 lands are so much better if we mulligan. Uh-oh. I guess because it's a blue card, I'm going to go ahead and slam this one. That's unfortunate. This was probably one of our worst matches then. Anything that's like blue-black base, because they have the removal spells that can kill things like a Danto plus our entire board. Interesting. Assume this guy's dying, and he is. Well, at least it's just Nico. And let's hope they don't have a second Nico. Because that would be game. Well, we'd have to draw another Conclave. I shouldn't say game. Huh. Doom Whisperer. That's a good one. Yeah, so we need another Conclave. Guess what that isn't? That is not a Conclave. can sideboard in one of these. That's really it. The 2 experimental frenzies, maybe the Banefires. Probably not the Banefires. It's probably Smoot or something. It's weird. Oh, it's just Golden Demise. That's even worse. Well, at least we get to press F6 a bunch now. Main deck Demise and Smoot. Just not beating that. You still draw Conclave, and if they don't have a counter spell, potentially it'd be enough. This game was closer than I expected it to be, considering they had 3 removal spells and 1 gained them 2 life. Alright, well, if they don't have a counter spell, don't have a removal spell, we can still draw Loxodon. Or, sorry, not Loxodon, Benalish. Our opponent's creatures got trample, so we are dead. They have 6 though, so they actually gave us a chance. Maybe they'll forget their creature has trample and not attack. They did not forget their creature had trample. They did attack. Alright, so we're going to want the Justice Strike. We're going to want this. Probably going to want these. Probably going to want these. Because this game's probably going to be kind of odd. I don't think we want the Hawks. Don't think we want the Bodyguards. I wonder if this is just too many 4-drops. But these are kind of like hasty things that we can play post removal, so I don't think I want to get rid of any of those. I just don't want to get rid of anything that we have left. Alright, I give up on the Banefires being useful. If we were on to play, we might have won last game. Or they could have just like not attacked a turn or 2 with the Doom Whisper and we would have still lost, but still. We mulligan that game too. Alright, this hand's keepable. Excuse me. It's like not super good. We have, you know, an almost 30 creature deck and we drew 2. One of them was 4 mana, so that's like pretty bad. We drew 4 mana out of 21. But I think it's firmly in the keep column. The 5th mana is very problematic. No fungal infection, please. Alright, dodge that first bullet. And the 6th land means we're dead. Just slapping people with red, white. Well, trying to, but we drew 6 out of our 21 lands. Versus the most removal deck in the format, so they're pretty much dead. Game 1, we mulliganed on the draw. It was close. We got them to 1. Yeah, well, we don't need these lands at least. This match seems horrendous, though. Like, I would say this is probably our worst match. Rip. That's pretty bad for us, too. We have good draws, though. Like, Experimental Frenzy could still win the game. We have 3 of those. I don't think the Rustwing Hawk's going to do it. I don't think that enchantment they're playing is particularly good. It's done nothing this game so far. The Hold to Plains to discard to that enchantment. Guess I'm gonna hold the my enchantment. It kind of sucks if they have Nicobolas or another disinformation, but I think I have to hold it just in case they have Doom Whisperer. Just like a pretty reasonable thing for them to have. I don't care about that. I'm never gonna have a card in my hand the rest of this game, so I don't care about those too much. Another sweeper is not good for me. Need one of our frenzies. It's kind of important. Even if this card is playable, which I'm not 100% sure it is, it seems like it'd be too slow in at least this match. But like I said, this match seems horrendous. They're a deck that has Smoots and Golden Demises in the main deck on top of like Momentary Cravings and Contempts and things. This card is neat with Doom Whisperer though, I'll give it that. They have 4 cards in their hand and they didn't even use one of those. That's just weird to me. Oh, so Dream Eater. Sure. Well, this game, we can't even win a race anymore. I don't know who RMH is. Yeah, I have no idea who that is. Yeah, I still don't know who that is. I guess I can Google it, but I have no idea. Uh, I'm assuming you pronounced one of those names real wrong since even Google doesn't find it. Yeah, I vaguely know who any of those people are. I know who Ethan is. Don't know anything about him, but I know who he is. I guess that's kind of a lie. I know he top 8 at a Grand Prix somewhere. I'm going to keep this hand, even though it's like pretty terrible. We have these 2 4-drops that we can't ever play, but I think the upside if we draw a land is just way too high. We probably just lose 100% if we don't. And we didn't. It was probably a poor gamble because we're a lot higher percentage. Like if we just mulligan, we're like 80% to have 2 lands on 2 or whatever. This feels like it's probably a bad match as well. Kind of weird. I'll block that one for sure. Third color for literal no reason. I clicked this and it didn't tap. That's so tilting to me. I literally clicked this and it didn't tap on my screen. That's super frustrating. If it counts, I don't know if our deck's capable of beating this draw. Oh, swell, they have more. I guess I can attack with that one. I don't know. I guess if I can trade it for 2 of those, that's a win at this point. Trading it for 3 of those probably isn't worth it though. Oh, they have March. Yeah, I was right. We couldn't beat that draw. If we hit a land last turn, we'd have had a chance because this would have been able to fly. and we'd have hit them for 6 more damage, so they'd be at 5, but the game's just over now. I'm positive that's still enough to kill us, yeah. Sucks. Probably want this here. Attacking on the ground doesn't do a lot. Do I want another frenzy? I don't know if the games are long enough to want more frenzies. I still have to discard 3 cards. I don't actually think these do much here either. I'm gonna try all the frenzies. We want to get paired versus control decks and Golgari. What's up with all this like rando stuff? This draw's not as good as last draw. I can't even consider keeping it. And this draw's horrendous too. Alright, whatever, we keep it. To the bottom you go. Hey, didn't we just get rid of one of those? I don't think we can afford to go to 5. Their deck's more powerful than ours in general. Attack with all of those, he trades. I'm not into that. I'll actually pay attention and make sure they all tap first this time. Even though I'm confident that I clicked it the last time and it just didn't work. If we draw a land, this kind of works out for us in a way. I have a second history, I'm going to be pretty sad. I have a Loxodon too, that's fine. Really want our land now. Hey, we got it. So we're definitely attacking with the flyers, we're definitely attacking with the 5/5. I guess we're leaving the rest behind. I don't care a lot about these guys, so they can just block to prevent 10 damage. Would pretty happily trade these. I probably shouldn't have brought Experimental Frenzies in, because there's a good chance that they just have Knight of Autumn in their deck, right? Alindra. It's a magic card. I think I'm still blocking, right? Well, that sucks. The Killed Experiment one, we get a Benelish Marshall now. That doesn't seem terrible for us. That doesn't seem terrible for us. That might have been a bonus for us. No. Well, I'm not shuffling. I'm keeping my Marshall. We need to find our own Conclave for this Alindra. We have 3 of them in the deck. That's not going to do it. So game 1 we missed a bunch of land drops, and game 2 we flooded immensely. Also should have played that land in case I drew another Frenzy. If they have a second one, they have a second one. There's not a lot I can do about it. If attack with everything, what happens? They're taking 9, and they're blocking all of these, or they're dead. But they have that, so guess we're just attacking with these 2. Oh, and they have that stupid thing again? Alright, sure, we're dead. Couldn't find our answer to this. We got beat by a pretty unplayable card, I think. And we got beat. Probably because I didn't mulligan round 1. I like drew kind of bad round 2, but whatever. Yeah, I don't care about losing to it. I feel like I'm a favorite versus it, so I'm willing to play versus it as much as I can. Gonna lose sometimes, it's just Magic. The Black Splash was definitely not worth it from what I've saw. He showed us Assassin's Trophy and Alindra, and like neither of those cards are particularly great in this format. But we knew the dangers of playing a 20 land deck before we went in, so can't be too upset when we get punished for playing 20 lands. The Moto Shuffler is not truly random, so like playing 20 land decks are a little more reasonable in paper. We'll struggle to beat that one unless we hit something good here. That's not anything good here. We really need to start drawing some of our conclaves. I mean, the algorithm is not a true random algorithm. And it's not coded well, so it has, it gets stuck in loops. Do you never experience, like, just drawing the same hand, like, many games in a row and stuff? It's just not truly random. It's like fairly hard to prove, but if you know a lot about coding, you can tell. Or there's people that have actually looked at the code and explained how it's not right. We probably can't beat double Wildgrowth Walker ever with this deck. Especially if double Explore. Yeah, I think this game's over too, but I'll take a draw step or two just to see. Maybe they don't have another Explore card, and we hit like red mana into Frenzy or something, then we'd have a chance. Well, right on time. What is Guards? Yeah, I guess I won't concede. This game's over, but I won't concede. JK. When I draw the third red spell, I'm done. I don't know what Honor Guard is. Oh, Tocatli Honor Guards. No. We don't. A couple of Baffling Ends. I think I want to bring in this. I'm going to get rid of some of the stuff that attack on the ground. To, like, kind of attack poorly on the ground anyway. I've sideboarded these two cards out every game. So, like, either that card's not good or I overrate it. I don't know which. Or underrate it. I'm not sure. Could just underrate it. I want you back. Like, this is the first build of this, or first version of this I've played, but I played this deck that's only got 2 of these in the entire sideboard, and the games weren't particularly close. We just ran over them. Like, they don't block particularly well, but like this version's missing Knight of Graces, so that kind of hurts. And like obviously, like we're not going to do well versus Wildgrowth Walker, but he could have had like a lot of the builds play 1-0 Wildgrowth Walkers in the main, and like if he didn't have Wildgrowth Walker there, I don't care what's in his deck, we probably win that game, assuming we hit a red mana in like the next 2 or 3 turns. Like we would have destroyed any other draws he had. If we didn't hit the red mana, obviously we weren't going to do anything with 3 stranded cards in our hand. But it's the Wildgrowth Walkers that won that game. And it's not a super commonly played card because it's so bad in the mirror, it's so bad versus basically the entire meta. Like there's not a lot of aggro decks in this meta. Like if you're playing Wildgrowth Walkers, you're getting paired versus different things than I am, because I would play 0. I'd play 0 copies of it in my main deck right now. 1 max, but I would play 0 if I was building the deck for Magic Online. Like it's been, I get paired versus aggro decks. I mean, if you call black green an aggro deck, the number goes up. But other than that, I'm getting paired versus it like 6% of my matches. It's just not enough for me to keep it. I'm gonna mulligan this. Lyra's not particularly great versus them, and I can't keep a hand that's got 1 creature that comes out on turn 5 versus them. So like this hand's like pretty fantastic, for example. I'm actually going to keep that because it lets us Loxodon on 3. We just have to avoid walkers and we'll win this game. We'll win this game very easily if we avoid walkers. If he has walkers, we'll lose very badly. It's just what it is. Yeah, it's a dead weight. Don't care too much about that. Any spell would be nice. Now, if they have a bunch of rituals and things like that, we can still lose. There's the Wildgrowth Walker, so there's a good chance we actually do just lose. I don't know what's in their hand that they didn't play anything. They have an instant speed Explorer card. I guess they've got me. I don't think there is one. I was just saying maybe there's something I've not read that does that. Double Walker again. They probably have 1 to 2 copies of this. They probably don't have the full 4 copies of this. They're just drawing the right side of their deck. And now they have a Finality. Alright, so we're pretty dead. I can't even force them to cast a Finality. That's the bad thing. I'm going to try, because I want them to kill their walkers. Well, we can still hit Lyra. We don't know that they have an answer for Lyra. If they attack, I'm going to block, of course. Oh, so they have a third walker. They didn't even have to use their memorial. Happens. And it sucks to start off an event and go 0-3, but I think we ran a little bad versus decks that we were favored versus, and then we just got paired versus this deck that's decided it's not going to lose to aggro decks. And I think I punted one game pretty badly. Oh, fun. I have another walker back. If we draw Heroic, we can kill this. If we kill this, maybe we can draw a Lyra. There's no guarantee that he's got an answer to a Lyra. But we know they've already got another, Branch Walker in their hand? So we know this game's over. Like I said, we would beat them if they didn't draw Walker. They drew 3, so. Card's not remotely beatable by our deck. Unless we get insanely lucky. And we did not get insanely lucky. At least it's going fast. We got trounced in less than an hour. That's a positive. That means if I get done with my real life work, we may come back and stream a weird red-black deck that plays like an odd card. Wait, Venom's still playing at 0 and 2? What is this? What is this nonsense that Venom's playing at 0 and 2? I'm gonna play the one that I know can attack. There's a good chance he's just black-green, and that the Aspirant can attack here. Now, if he's on blue-black, we lose. Again, it's a Golden Demise Ritual of Smoot deck. We have no chance to beat it. Like, this isn't one of those, another one of those kind of 0% matches. And we drew 2 Fairly Dead cards on top of that. And he gets to False Seize our last card. I'll go ahead and play this because I assume there's going to be some smooting action going on. Yeah, that's about what I expected. Right on time, Heroic, while we can't cast you. Oh, fun times. Guess I'm gonna play you. So far ahead on cards, I don't want him to get an extra card out of this like fairly bad card, and severely punished. I guess I'm forced into conclaving that now and then just dying to a Doom Whisperer. Have a third conclave. I guess we could draw another answer. Could draw a frenzy too. Frenzy could still win from here. So I have like two fairly relevant draws. I guess heroics are relevant, so we have basically 4 relevant draws in the entire deck. I guess Doom Whisperer is strong enough that I need that. These are fine versus Ritual. I just don't want these at all. I guess I want them a little. Oh, no, I don't want that. We got mauled pretty hard. I actually thought we would do really well with this deck. I'm a little discouraged. This hand's pretty strong. That counts for anything. Natty Tron. Natural Tron last night at Pauper? That seems fun. Boom. Unfortunate. I really wanted that land. I gotta press F6 now, though, which that's always fun. Whoops. About clicked the wrong one. Yeah, but like all your prisms and stuff give you colored mana, right? Interesting. I guess I just play this in this spot. Forces him to have another removal spell in a way. That's a decent card. It's kind of interesting. Am I supposed to play the land or not? There's 15 lands in our deck. There is 33 non-lands, so I think I'm supposed to play the land. I still think I'm supposed to attack with everything. Like, I'm willing to trade either of these for that. Pretty sure I'm supposed to play to land. Every time I've made this decision, though, it's been the wrong one way or the damn other. Told you, it's always wrong no matter which way I choose. Worst voice? Well, that's rude. I love my voice. Whichever one I choose is always wrong. Venom lost connection to the game. I don't think Venom would rage quit, especially versus somebody he knows. Doesn't seem to me to be that type of person. So I assume this is an actual just DC and he'll be back. Alright, yeah, he's already back. As I expected, I did not think it would be a rage quit. America. High-pitched? I've never been accused of being high-pitched before. I am a hillbilly. I mean, I'm literally from the hills of Appalachia. Hey, look, it was a one drop. There's no reason to ban him. I don't care. It doesn't offend me or anything. That was a good amount of luck there. Yeah, that was a great frenzy. I mean, I am. I won't even deny it. We didn't have broadband in this area till like 2005 or something. I think I'm going to bring these conclaves in. I think they're a little bit better on the draw than the play because it's a little bit easier for them to get Doom Whisperer out. Which means I have no idea what I want to sideboard out then. I really just don't know what to sideboard out here. I want a bunch of one drops. Maybe it's just a couple of Loxodons since he's going to be sweeping the board up anyway, but like they survive the sweep. Maybe three's too many, and I just have to find one more thing. Alright, fine. I'll take out the other Rustwing Hawk. I think it's a keep, mainly because he mulliganed, but if we don't draw red mana, you know, in like 5-ish draw steps, we probably just lose. Actually, I'm from Kentucky. Most Kentuckians support Obama. So I kind of can't blame Obama. I'm not the biggest fan personally, but like this general area, It's pretty pro-Obama. It's just kind of weird, because you would think the exact opposite. Alright, well, we've quote-unquote shot our load. Fair enough. Alright, well, I guess I'll dump that. We don't have the red mana anyway. We don't have our make a stand or anything, so come on, baby. Oh, right on time to make me feel bad about my life decisions. And that was 4 draw steps without the red mana. So like I said, if we go 5 draw steps without drawing the red mana, we have no chance. They can put this back in their hand now. I should have got rid of make a stand. That was a mistake. Well, that's the thing, though, Smurf. Like, Kentucky's actually primarily Republican, but for some reason they liked Obama. Like, it's one of the states that can actually be swung by a particular candidate or whatever. But Kentucky's political party is typically Republican. Like, they even voted for Trump. I do not smoke. I don't smoke or drink. Womp womp. Oh wait, I don't have red mana. Ha ha! I don't vote though. I don't have a political party, I guess. Yeah, I'm technically registered as something. I think I'm technically registered as independent, but I don't vote. You vote, they call you for jury duty, and fuck a bunch of that. So I'm pretty sure I have no chance to win this game. I'm 100% sure that I have no chance to win this game. Alright, well, like I said, if we don't draw the red mana, we would have no chance to win. And we didn't draw the red mana. We gave it, 9 draw steps. Alright, well, this went horribly. We got smashed very, very badly. This is kind of what I expected the first time we played White Weenie. But for some reason, this build just looked better than the other build to me, and I expected good things from this build. And we just got mauled. I don't know if it was variance or sideboarding poorly or what, but like I said, this deck, at least the 60 in the main deck and, well, the entire sideboard, though the numbers are slightly different, placed 3 people in the top 16 of a 230 Japanese tournament. Shuhei Nakamura was one of those 3 people, and 2 of them in the top 8. So, like, It's definitely explosive. Like I said, I don't trust the MTGO pairing algorithm. Like, MTGO's a place where I feel like you always want one more mana than you would normally want. So, like, running 20 land decks on MTGO are, like, especially scary. History is pretty strong. And, like, not playing History seems weird. The other build of it that we played, like, it had Histories and it had Knights. Like, maybe we can turn that other build into this build somehow and, like, cut some of these cards, like Remorseful Clerics and Pride, and, like, add some of those other cards that were, like, performing pretty well. Like, maybe cut this Baffling in, so, like, potentially, like, cut these 5 cards out. I don't know if we're supposed to go with the red splash. Like, the Heroic Reinforcements won us a lot of games, but, like, there was several games where we just had a red card in our hand with no red source, and there's only 8 red sources in the main deck, 9 post board. So, like, I guess I feel like that's probably pretty normal. To reliably have it on turn 4, though, I think Frank Karsten says you need 11 sources. So, like, maybe there's just not enough sources in general. I think the Karsten math says you need 11 to have red on, or to have, like, a 1 color mana on turn 4. Going back and double checking his huh. Oh, he's got some pretty good articles. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to sit here and let me read his article. But anyway, we got our ass beat. I feel like there was only one game that I could potentially have done anything about, and that was one of the games that I didn't mulligan. No, this isn't the deck we're playing, though. Nobody wants to look at that either. Anyway, I think I would try this deck in paper. Not sold on it on Magic Online. Feel like I'd want at least a 20-month land. But yeah, that's going to do it for us tonight. We're going to hop off here. I'm going to post some stuff on eBay, pack tomorrow's mail, and if I somehow miraculously get done in the next hour and 24 minutes, I'm going to come back and play a red-black control-ish deck. And if not, we'll save it for Friday night, or I don't know, maybe we'll do something else. The 5-0 deck should come out tomorrow. Anyway, take care, everybody, and thanks for stopping by.